Definitely some tough footsteps to follow him, but of course Marvis Frazier will try to do just that with a record of 18-3. He'll try to continue that follow in just a moment here, so stay with us.
Your attention to the red corner, and at this time it gives me a great deal of pleasure to introduce a former heavyweight champion of the world from Philadelphia, Pennsylvania, Smoking Joe Frazier. Ladies and gentlemen, the officials assigned by the Arizona State Commission for the next bout of the evening. The judges are Greg Hughes, Joe Garcia, and Bobby Ferreira. Your referee, once again, is Ron Myers. This is a featured attraction of the evening. 10 rounds of boxing in the heavyweight division. Introducing, in the blue corner, fighting out of Wallingford, Connecticut, weighing in at 218 1/4 pounds, with a professional record of 34 wins, 2 defeats, 21 KOs. Ladies and gentlemen, here is heavyweight Philip Brown. And in the red corner, from Philadelphia, Pennsylvania, weighing an even 219 pounds. His professional record consists of 18 wins, 2 defeats, with 10 KOs. Introducing the very popular Marvis Frazier.
Marvis Frazier against the ropes here.
Marvis Frazier digging to the body. Phil Brown is having trouble fighting inside. I'm surprised. I would think with a knockout record that he has, he would be a good inside fighter.
Less than a minute left in round one here. Marvis Frazier, black trunks, working the body here. Not much dancing going on here in the first round. Did you expect this to them tie up and go inside for the first round?
Yeah, all Marvis Frazier's fights tend to be this way. And the fight so far is going pretty much his way. He's not letting Philip Brown do what he wants to do, and he's staying right on him. I think Philip Brown wants to box at this point, but he can't get off yet.
Marvis Frazier in the black trunks. Here, less than 30 seconds remaining in the first round. We'll go to his corner, see what his father, Smokin' Joe, has to say to his 28-year-old son after this first round as Phil Brown pushes him back into the ropes. Brown with a record of 34-2, quite formidable, 21 knockouts, so he's got the knockout punch. He's got Mo Smith and Deanie Crisp in his corner, and there's no need to tell you who Marvis Frazier has in his corner. Anyone weighing at 218.25 pounds this morning here in Tucson. Marvis Frazier 219 pounds, so they're indeed heavyweights. Marvis Frazier's record 18-3. He's had 10 knockouts. And is a little off balance and a little awkward here in round two.
Marvis Frazier's punches are more of a slap than a straight punch, and that's possibly why he's such a powder puncher for a heavyweight.
Heavyweight fighters. Marvis Frazier, Phil Brown here in Tucson, Arizona, a 10-round bout. We're here in the second round. Both fighters came out in the first round, tied each other up, went to the inside game, and here in the second round, they separate a bit. They work away from each other. How did you score the first round?
I gave the first round 10-9 for Frazier. They spent most of the round inside, which Frazier had the advantage, and he stayed a lot busier.
Interesting, stayed a lot busier here in the second round. Both fighters again tie each other up, avoiding the big wild knockout punch that could happen at any time from either of these fighters. Of course, Marvis Frazier makes his home in Philadelphia as his father did all those great years. Remember watching Joe Frazier as you grew up?
Oh yeah, definitely. Him, Muhammad Ali, George Foreman, they wore my hair.
The talk is now that if there were a Joe Frazier alive or around today in the ring, alive in the ring I should say, that there would be no Mike Tyson. Do you think that's true, or do you think that that would be the ultimate battle?
I think it would. I think Mike Tyson throws a lot stronger, sharper punches, and he might have the edge, but you never know. Joe's, like you said, that if there was a Joe Frazier around, I think there is, and his name is Mike Tyson.
Certainly is, the new Joe Frazier. We're here in the second round. Really not a whole lot of action as you hear Joe Frazier screaming out instructions to his son to go to the body. And a left landed there, and a right to the chin. Marvis lunging out with the big left, failing to answer. He looks like his father in the ring.
Yeah, he does. Which isn't a compliment, though, Kevin.
30 seconds left in this round two. When I say he looks like him, I say his appearance is similar to his father's and not his actual boxing style. His father more was a...
That's what I meant. If he looked like his dad in the ring as far as fighting for him, the fight probably would have been over.
A long time ago. Of course, these two fought as amateurs, and it was Marvis Frazier winning. At this point, he appears to be ahead. We'll total our scores. We'll hope you'll join us for round three and more coming up from Tucson, so stay with us. Former heavyweight champ, and now listed as a trainer. Phil Brown in the white trunks, Marvis Frazier in the black trunks, and it's Brown, the aggressor here in the third round, landing a flurry of punches, unleashes a series. Has he been connecting on those at all?
Yeah, he connected with a couple of them. Unfortunately, they weren't hard enough. Marvis Frazier, though, I think had the hardest punch in the exchange with the right hand to the ribs.
Marvis Frazier continues to work the body here in the third round. Phil Brown staying inside. Action here in the third round. Phil Brown backing his way up. And again, Frazier continues to go to the bottom, trying to release that uppercut. Working the body. Did you expect Frazier to come out and do this kind of fight? Or?
Yeah, that's Frazier's fight, working the body. That was his father's style, and that's Marvis' style. He's not a great head puncher or a head hunter. He just goes for the body.
It appears Phil Brown is already tired. He feels like he's been in a fight already here in the third round.
When Phil Brown uses his jab and punches from the outside, he pretty much has control of the tempo. He needs to do that in order to keep Marvis Frazier away from him.
Frazier working his way inside, continues to go to the body. Lands a left to the head here in front of us in your living room. And it's Brown trying to unleash the big roundhouse left.
Now Phil Brown is punching
Less
the
than a
body.
minute here left in this, the third round. There's action right in the blue corner. You hear the instructions being barked from the corner. Does it appear that the fighters are tired to you already, or is that on my imagination?
I think so, but it's more heavyweights fight at a slower pace. We're just finished seeing lightweights to middleweights who fight at much faster paces, and now we got two heavyweights who are fighting at a slower pace, and our minds just need to adjust to them.
Marvis Frazier continues to work the body here in the third round as the two work their way back into the corner. Lands a left as
Marvis's way, they have been fighting in the inside. I've got Marvis ahead 3 rounds to none, 30-27.
All right, Joey the Kid Medina, he's got Marvis Frazier ahead 3 rounds to none, 30-27 here. We're in the fourth round. Of course, that's all unofficial. The judges scoring Joe Garcia, Greg Hughes, and Bobby Ferrara certainly will have a mind of their own as Phil Brown lands a left to the head of Marvis Frazier. Both fighters now working away a little bit now, separating, and it appears that Frazier slipped a bit and walked into a punch, and
Marvis seen hurt by a short left hook.
And now Brown has landed a couple of more punches. Brown has landed a couple of more as he backs into the rope and says Frazier wants to go for the clinch, and Brown continues to work. Landing. Looks like he's got Frazier hurt here in the fourth round. Working him in his own corner, in the blue corner. Phil Brown backing Frazier up. How detrimental could this be to Marvis Frazier to lose a fight like this?
It's very important. Marvis Frazier has a shaky career anyway. He needs to win as many fights as he can.
He certainly does.
It's the first time in the fight also, Kevin, that Marvis Frazier has been backed up into a corner. I'm really interested to see how he fights out of here.
Phil Brown unleashes a big left there as they stay tight in the corner. Brown wants to move away. He's been more effective when they've been away from each other. Taking a lot of body punches, and there he takes a left to the head. Working their way right in front of our camera here. And he just pushes Frazier away. We're in the fourth round. This one a 10-round heavyweight bout. Marvis Frazier in the black trunks. Phil Brown with a record of 34-2 in the white trunks. Brown 6'4", a taller fighter. Frazier 6'2", working his way in with the left. Again, Frazier the aggressor here as we close out round 4. Brown backing his way up, has been more effective when the two fighters are separated. Frazier easily the aggressor when they were together and tight and clinched.
You said it perfectly, Kevin. The fight for Frazier is to stay inside. The fight for Brown is to stay outside. The fighter who does that more in this fight should be the winner.
Referee Ronnie Myers, what did he have to say there? He wants Frazier to fight and not to hold on and stay inside?
Yeah, correct. And to keep his punches a little higher. Frazier's pretty much getting close with a lot of borderline punches.
Brown backing him up into the ropes. It's been a slow-paced fight here for the most part. We're in the 4th round as Frazier lands a punch to end the 4th round. Action from the 4th round, and without a doubt, Joey the Kid, he was easily Phil Brown, the aggressor in this one.
Definitely, I gave Brown that round. It's been the only round I've given him in this fight, but if he stays on the outside, he's going to win a lot more.
When they stay inside, Frazier controls the fight.
Control the fight. He doesn't throw any punches that hurt too much, but he does score the points.
All right, we're in the 5th round here from Tucson, the Tucson Convention Center. Kevin McCabe along with Arizona lightweight champion Joey the Kid Medina. And we've got a great fight going on here. Marvis Frazier, the son of Smoke and Joe Frazier. And what a great fight we've got going on here. Marvis Frazier in the black trunks controlled the first couple of rounds. He's in control here. In control most of the time while he's been in the clutches. He's been much better fighter while he's tied up Brown. Brown, the aggressor, as he's pulled away and fought from afar. But as you can see here, Frazier in control. This one's scheduled for 10 rounds. Frazier with a record of 18-3, 10 knockouts. And Brown lands the right hand to the jaw of Frazier. Frazier goes in with his chin high and lands one to the chin of Phil Brown. And weaves a lot the way his father did during many of his fights. Goes to the body. Continues to work the head. Marvis Frazier. While he's inside, he continues to control the fight. We're heading to the end of the 5th round here. Fight going the way you had envisioned it would, Joey?
Pretty much. I felt that Phil Brown would do a lot better job, though, staying on the outside and boxing and trying to score points. I thought Marvis Frazier would be the one to try to hustle a lot and try to get inside. But it's going pretty much Marvis's way.
Fans here in Tucson treated to a special fight here. Marvis Frazier at Harold Weston Promotions. Bringing in some top-quality fighters. Frazier, 28 years old. Amazing how he stepped in the ring 5 years ago with a seasoned Larry Holmes. What was he doing? Why get in the ring with somebody like Larry Holmes other than, say, money?
Money is one factor, Kevin. Also a shot for the world title. Regardless of how much experience you have, you just want to go in there and try to win the title.
Brown continues to land a few punches here, a flurry of punches, late in the 5th round. Now less than a minute to go here as Frazier comes to life, lands a right, another right to the chin as the end of the 5th round. It's Phil Brown, comes right out with a series of lefts, lands a right, lands another right, backs Frazier into the corner, quickly tries to cover up. Brown right away here in the 6th round went to work.
3 unanswered right hands by Philip Brown. Marvis Frazier rushed right out and rushed right into that right hand, Kevin.
And now once again ties him up, working back into his game plan. Brown comes out with his own game plan here in the 6th round, staying away, landing the series of right hand punches. But here, it's Frazier tying him up.
Philip Brown has to step back and dictate the fight. He's got to throw those long punches. Those long punches are scoring for him. He can't stay in there. He's not a good counter puncher. He's not a good inside fighter.
Both fighters tired here in the 6th round. They've reached the mountain. Now they've got to climb it, both of them together. The one who makes it to the top is certainly the winner. It appears that Brown's got an eye that's a little bit closed. His left eye is a little bit closed. Frazier continues to rest on him and throw the punches in tight. Is Brown tired, or does he just not have the ability to stay outside and fight his fight?
A little bit of both, Kevin. I think he's tired, and I can't say he doesn't have the experience, because he does. I believe he just doesn't have the skill in order to stay out there and try to win this fight.
Frazier landing lefts, landing a flurry of punches inside. When it appeared Phil Brown had come out and would easily win this round, Frazier has battled back and made it his fight. He continues to make it his fight.
Frazier's throwing 2 to 3 punches for every one Brown throws, and that's what's going to win him the round.
About a minute left here in the 6th round. Frazier continues to be the aggressor as his father, Smokin' Joe, continues to bark out instructions to go to the body. Left, right, and he continues to do it.
Good round for Marvis. Marvis is finally landing.
Brown's mouth is filled with exhaustion here, filled with water.
Marvis is really using effective punching power now. He's using his leverage and scoring really well with his punches versus the slapping punches he was throwing in the earlier rounds.
Less than 30 seconds now in this 6th round. Frazier has come back to control it as Phil Brown just rests on his shoulder. Now, 1 point subtracted for Marvis Frazier hitting below the belt. Ron Meyer saying he's continuing with low punches as they amber their way back out, which could be costly to him in the end, because he was without a doubt ahead in this round, and that perhaps makes it even. 9-9 round. We'll take a pause here with more heavyweight boxing coming your way from Tucson, so stay with us. Philip Brown coming out to start the 6th round, exploded with a series of right-hand punches that sent Frazier back to the corner, but that's about all he did in that round.
Those were the only 2 effective punches he threw in the round, and he probably even the whole fight.
Marvis Frazier docked a point for hitting below the belt. Certainly ahead on points at this point. We're in the 7th round in Tucson, Arizona. Kevin McCabe and Joey the Kid Medina, the Arizona lightweight champ, and certainly this is a great evening of boxing for you here at Tucson. A couple of heavyweights really slugging it out. Phil Brown in the white trunks, Marvis Frazier in the black trunks. Frazier continues to control the fight from inside, and it's times like these when Brown, working from the outside, has been in control himself. Brown continues to stay away, leading with the left hand. Do you feel like Frazier is looking for some sort of knockout punch at this point?
Yeah, Frazier's he looks for the knockout all the time. He puts real good pressure on fighters, as he's doing here with Philip Brown. But he just doesn't put the punches together, I feel, Kevin.
Both fighters just jabbing away here in the 7th round. Frazier, the aggressor, he continues to come at Phil Brown. Brown working the left-handed jab. Frazier makes a big charge and then gets pushed back into the ropes by Phil Brown. Brown backed up into the corner here right in front of us. Frazier landing a left to his jaw, but nothing that was effective in that flurry. Haven't seen a real flurry of effective punches at this point. Is it just fatigue, or could I mean, the heat of the desert be a problem?
Not at all. I think it's fatigue on Philip Brown. He's got the right idea now by staying outside, but he's backing up, and he's not countering well either. And it's definitely a sign of fatigue.
We really haven't made a reference to the heat here in Tucson. A viewer at home watching this says Tucson, Arizona in the desert, 100 degrees. 82 degrees at 5 o'clock this afternoon. We are playing on top of an ice rink, so it is indeed very cool here in the arena. The ice rink's been covered up, but it is indeed a cool evening here in Tucson, so that shouldn't be a factor, the heat. But indeed, fatigue at this point in the 7th round has to play a big factor at this point for both fighters.
Definitely. It is hot in the ring, especially because of all the lights. You can see both athletes sweating here. But basically, I just think it's conditioning.
Frazier continues to be the aggressor, despite the fact that Brown has prospered from fighting away and not in tight. Frazier moving quite well for this being the 7th round. Goes to the body here. Still has a lot of dance with them.
Then Frazier looks as fresh as he did in the 1st round. Philip Brown, on the other hand, seems content to stay away and to just pretty much live out the round.
Anyone can.
He's got to throw crisp combinations and score.
Brown comes out to start the 8th round looking a little tired. Frazier goes right at him. Trying to back him up with a right. Dodging and fading as he heads towards him. The two having met once before as amateurs, and it was Frazier winning then. And now we have a question here. It appears there's some tape free, some tape loose. Ronnie Myers wants that trimmed off of Frazier's gloves. He'll go to the corner. The crowd giving its approval to Phil Brown, who goes to the neutral corner. Frazier comes back here and will continue. Round number 8. Joey, you've got Frazier well ahead on points at this point.
Yeah, I have Frazier ahead 68-64. And basically, he's winning the fight with the aggression. And he is throwing, his punches aren't effective, but he's throwing lots of them. And that counts.
Frazier continues to be the aggressor here in the 8th round. Going to the body. Continue to work the left hand. Both players tied up at this point. We're in the 8th round. We're in the 8th round in Tucson, Arizona. Marvis Frazier in the black trunks. Phil Brown, this one's scheduled for 10. And Frazier continues to go to the body. He's done a tremendous job on the body all night. Hasn't had the big knockout punch. Hasn't been able to put Brown away, but has been the aggressor and has been, without a doubt, the leader in this fight.
Those body punches are adding up, though, Kevin. The more you get hit to the body, the slower you get. And it's showing here in the fight with Phil Brown.
See that right, man? See the right!
It's awful quiet here in Tucson, Arizona. Most of the fans not appreciating the quality of fight that we've brought here. HW Productions. Harold Weston, the former welterweight fighter who worked for Madison Square Gardens for years, bringing some top quality fights to the desert of Tucson, Arizona. Certainly this is one of them. Marvis Frazier and Phil Brown, a heavyweight 10-round bout. We're in the 8th round, and we've got plenty more action coming your way. About 30 seconds remaining here in the 8th round. And Phil Brown finally unleashes a couple of punches. Body punch to Marvis Frazier. Lands a couple of them, but it appears it took a lot out of him to do that. Seconds ticking down here in the 8th round as Ronnie Meyer backs up Marvis Frazier.
Come on, Marvis! You got it! You got it, Marvis!
Even on the clinches, the hands are down. Brown's hands are way low.
Show!
Frazier bent way over.
Come on!
We'll be back. We'll be back with the 9th round from Tucson, Arizona. Marvis Frazier and Phil Brown in the heavyweights coming up right after this. We're set for the 9th round here in Tucson, Arizona. The heavyweights, 10 rounds scheduled for Marvis Frazier and Phil Brown. Marvis Frazier, the son of Smoking Joe Frazier, the former world heavyweight champ. And at this point, it appears Marvis is well ahead on points. Joey?
Yeah, I've got Marvis ahead 78-73. He's been the aggressor throughout the fight. It's definitely not a question. He is ahead on points.
Did his father tell him just to stay away from the knockout punch, just not, avoid getting hurt at this point?
No, I think so. I think his dad is telling him, just stay on him, keep doing what you're doing, keep your hands up, don't get hit by any careless punches.
Brown comes out. Brown trying to be the aggressor. Swings Frazier right in front of us here. Both fighters covered with perspiration. Frazier continues to be the aggressor, keeps coming at Phil Brown.
Phil Brown's punches have lost a lot of sap, Kevin. I don't see a comeback here in this fight from Phil Brown, but you never know with heavyweights.
It would take a lot at this point. It would almost take a knockout. Frazier landed a punch there, landed a right to the head, and it appears to have hurt Brown. At least slowed him a bit here. Brown looks real tired. I think he's just hanging on at this point. Without a doubt, Brown is just hanging on at this point. Ronnie Myers, the referee. The judges for this fight, Joe Garcia, Greg Hughes, and Bobby Ferrara. Certainly some quality judges. Frazier continues to work the body and the head there with the left to the head.
Marvis Frazier is doing a lot better as the fight progresses. He's starting to throw better combinations and sharper and crisper ones.
Brown looks very fatigued at this point. Very tired at this point. Frazier continues to back him up. Back him into the corner. We're heading towards the end of the 9th round. 1 round to go. This one's scheduled for 10. Doesn't appear like we would have a knockout at this point unless sheer fatigue factor played in a role.
I think they'll last it out 1 more round. I suspected this fight to go to distance, and I did suspect Phil Brown to give a little tougher fight to Marvis Frazier.
I did too. I did too. Marvis lands a couple of punches here as the end of the 9th round draws to an ear. He lands a big overhand right, but can't put him away. And as the bell sounds to end the 9th round, he's only lost to a couple of big ones. Tyson, Holmes, Carl the Truth Williams. Here's the 10th round. They'll come out punching right away here. Slugging it out to start the 10th round. Frazier backed up into the ropes. Goes to the chat with a big slapping punch to the body again. Got to keep his hands up. That's his father said. The fans here in Tucson come to life in the 10th round, screaming Marvis. They want Marvis to put him away. They feel like he's ahead at this point, and Phil Brown finally lands a punch, a serious right, backs Frazier up. He smiles a bit at him, but I don't think it was that effective at this point.
No, it was more of a push than a punch. He did hit him, but he was backing up at the time.
Phil Brown comes to life here a little bit in the 10th round, but it could be too little too late. Frazier still with a lot of life. Marvis Frazier, 28 years old. He's come a long way in 5 years since being knocked out in the first round by Larry Holmes. Backed up, I don't think he's quite to that level yet, once again, to that championship level. But indeed, he showed us tonight that he's on his way.
Marvis Frazier has pretty much reached his peak. I think he's at this point, he's not going to get any better. But he keeps winning fights against opponents like this. And Phil Brown is a good opponent. He is a good fighter. He keeps winning fights like this. Possibly he might have another shot at the title.
Phil Brown unleashes a flurry of rights here. Wild roundhouse rights. They connect, but Frazier managed to stay in there. He manages to stay tough and tight. Phil Brown with just not enough left in him to put Frazier away. And at this point, he's so far behind on points, it may not matter. Less than a minute to go here in the 10th round. Frazier makes a charge with the left and continues to go to the body. fighters very tired at this point.
And very tired, and I'm sure they're glad also it's the 10th and last round.
Frazier comes hard, charges with a left to the chin. Continues to back Phil Brown into his own corner, the blue corner. Marvis Frazier in control here throughout the 10 rounds. The fans here in Tucson treated to a quality fight. 10 rounds of boxing. Both fighters hug and acknowledge that each one is giving it their all for 10 rounds. Smoking Joe steps in and gives a hug to his son, steps across, and we'll keep it here for the decision. As Phil Brown came to life in the 10th round, had a couple of rights, serious rights, landing to the head over the top. But at this point, not enough. With Frazier keeping his hands up, it was not enough to put Marvis Frazier away. It appeared Frazier was well ahead on points at this time. Joey the Kid Medina had him way ahead on points. He had the fight scored
98-91.
98-91. We'll check with our judges Joe Garcia, Greg Hughes, and Bobby Ferrara to find out the final tallies here. Certainly Smoking Joe's got to be happy with his son, Marvis, after a tremendous 10 rounds of boxing. Phil Brown, certainly tremendous fight. Marvis Frazier, his father Smoking Joe, trimming the tape from his gloves as they tally the totals here in Tucson. Tremendous fight. It was an entertaining fight, a couple of heavyweights, and what you might expect from these two type of fighters.
It was a nice fight for heavyweights. I think it was a good fight for Marvis Frazier. He fought someone with a good record, a pretty decent fighter, and no one got hurt, and it went pretty much Marvis's way. And it's definitely a boost in Marvis Frazier's career.
They're taking their time and tallying the scores here. Does that indicate anything to you that maybe there was some indecision here at all?
Maybe. You never know in boxing how a judge will score a fight. I saw it pretty much clear for Marvis Frazier, but it'll be really interesting to see what the score is.
Phil Brown just shook his head, saying almost as if he didn't have it tonight, or he wasn't real happy with what he did in the ring tonight.
The fighter realizes inside whether he won or lost. The time where you're really getting nervous is when a fight is really close. When you feel you lost the fight, you're just pretty much glad it's over and wait and hope to get lucky.
Do you think his father's happy with his performance tonight?
I'm sure he is. Marvis fought for the best part of the fight, a good fight. He did the best he can do. He threw combinations and he put the pressure on.
It may be a close decision. A long time tallying the scores. Our judges once again, Joe Garcia, Greg Hughes, and Bobby Ferrara. And John Montano of the Arizona Boxing Commission is signaling to Chuck Hull the scores. There's a long wait in the ring here.
Boxing always gets tarnished when there's a bad decision, Kevin. And the least bad decisions we have, the better off we are.
All right, let's go to ring announcer Chuck Hull, who I believe has the announcement.
The decision of the judges. We have a unanimous decision. Judge Joe Garcia scores it 95-94. Judge Greg Hughes scores 96-94. And Judge Bob Ferrara scores 96-95. For the winner by unanimous decision, Marvis.
Marvis Frazier, the winner by decision here, 95-94, 96-94, 96-95. The judges had it a lot closer than we had envisioned, but certainly a win for Marvis Frazier. We'll be back with more boxing from Tucson, so stay right where you are.